in the casa. Oklahoma where the winds come, sweeping down the plains, whistles blow away your kingdom. Noise from the Sooner State, feel it in your eardrum. Way past the beginning and we are nowhere near done. My goodness, I'm nice with it. You can snap back, hold your hat, it's how I'm fitting. Getting fueled up off your hate as if I need it. Why it takes on eating lighter, people say I need it. You didn't know? When I hit the road, dog cities hear me spitting flows. Meanwhile, on tracks, I'm really not your typical spiritual, lyrical miracle, you imbecile. Going harder than a tombstone. Here lies in a method that never saw his doom, though. Joints instrumentally fired by IQ, yo. Rocking like a Lucifer track, but what do you know?
Forward and I can't go back.
Welcome all. This is the Outsiders Green Country Soccer Podcast. My name is Mario. I am here with my good co-host David. How you doing, David?
Pretty good, brother. How are you doing?
Man, I know we were on a little bit of a spring break Outsiders edition, but I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Man, I'm scouting the competition for Saturday right now. I got that Oakland Roots match on. Just excited, ready for Saturday.
I am too, but before we get to that, we got to talk about some important stuff, man. A lot of
where's Josh?
Yeah, Josh is a working man now, and he's too good to be on. No, I'm kidding. He works Monday through Friday now. He got a big boy raise and big boy promotion, so unfortunately, we're going to be starting to do some more podcasting on the weekends, or he's probably not going to be on. But kudos for him. He'll be available on the weekends for the game, so no more excuses for him not to be there, but we'll see. But man, there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening. He's chatting though. He's saying yo, but he's no here.
Yeah. But I think I actually know what's wrong. I think I know why he's not on.
Why is that?
It's because he's so sad and hurt that his boy toy Erling Haaland's injured. He just can't bring himself to be on the podcast.
Yeah, I think we kind of gave up on the Premier League talk for the next season, didn't we?
No, I'll still rip on Man City. I mean, what Man City? They did not beat United this year. What?
Oh my God!
Oh,
I was waiting for that one.
Yeah. Everything else sucks about the Man U season, but Manchester's red. Everything else sucks about it. Then. So I know you, buddy, have really been into MLS this year. How's that going?
A little bit. I just watch it because just to throw off time. And this weekend with FC Tulsa not being on there, I had to waste some time, but not on Sunday. On Sunday, I was watching something a lot better, and I think a lot of people in the United States was watching that match too.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk about that, or do you want to talk about the Open Cup match, or do you want to talk about some news?
Let's talk a little USL. That San Antonio Phoenix match drew like 600,000 people on CBS. Pretty solid numbers for a Division II league.
Now, if I'm right, that was more than the championship match, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was like a weird time slot though. Like it was like noon on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it was a really good game on CBS. That's Toyota Field has a great presentation. So, I think Content FC Tulsa. Look at that. There's a reason why we don't get any nationally televised games in Tulsa. The presentation doesn't look good. I mean, even though the stadium might have people in it, when your vision is the Budweiser Terrace, it just doesn't look like anybody's at the game. So I mean,
and we can also say, Unfortunately, our supporter section is not packed, but
It's been decent.
it's decent lately. But
Mhm.
on picture, you still see on sides that still kind of half empty, and hopefully with these wins lately, that could change, and a lot of people could start coming back. I started seeing more people return back on watch parties and stuff like that, but we'll talk more about that later. Um,
Well, just briefly touch on some USL news and notes. Veteran coach Tom Sohn has been let go by Birmingham Legion. It's a Wednesday. It's noon on a Wednesday to let your coach go. It's kind of an odd time for it to happen.
yeah, and I think he is the first most winning, long period coach for a team to get fired so early in the year. I think I read
Yeah,
somewhere.
he's the only coach that Birmingham's ever known. I mean,
Yeah,
that the assistant coach Eric Avila is going to be stepping in as interim head coach for Birmingham right now. But yeah, it's just I don't. Let's see. This Birmingham doesn't have a game this. No, they got a game on Sunday. So, but that team just hasn't clicked this year. I don't know what the problem is. I personally thought with Danny Trejo and Ronaldo Damas joining Enzo Martinez, it would just be goal city. You know, I I was a little worried about their defense losing um, Cronali to San Antonio, but then picking up Stephen Turnbull from Rhode Island. I thought he was just going to be able to step in. A little younger player would be able to fulfill that center back duty. But I guess it just hasn't happened this year for him.
no, I'm losing to in the Open Cup match, and a lot of people that I've seen on Twitter post that he should have been let go in the off season, but I think they were giving him a little bit of leeway and chance. But all those players that you listed out being on the roster, I was expecting them to be at least top five team, at least. But
Yeah. Well, Enzo Martinez was on a red card suspension first game of the year. Danny Trejo got hurt. He been coming up. He was out for a couple games, and now he's back. I don't see why he wasn't given more time to get this team up and running. But you know, it might have been something where maybe Coach Stone didn't want to be there anymore. So we'll just see how it plays out there in Birmingham and see who they might bring in. They could bring in Michael Encian. That'd be a fun hire. Huh?
yeah, I think he's enjoying his assistant coaching job at
Yeah,
Nashville and a
maybe
couple other
you know.
ventures that he's doing locally too.
Yeah, right. Well, um, so next big thing I think is we're about to have a new all-time minutes leader in the USL. Sean Toach, Louisville City FC. I think he's like, let's see. Well, he became the all-time leading minute this last Sunday or Saturday, taking over from Canardo Forbes. He's played a grand total of 22,259 minutes in the USL Championship. Mario, have you ever done anything that long?
Just my job. I think that's, I think 15 plus years. I think that's the longest commitment I had.
Well,
No, well,
let's see what else.
we got
USL. USL. Let's see if there's anything else. Um, no. Let's, I guess you want to talk maybe power rankings. Want to talk a little
let's,
power rankings?
let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, top of the list. I'll let you guess who's top of the list, and
Uh, I think I might know this team. Are they? Ain't they? I was gonna say Loudoun United, but that's not right.
no,
It's still San Antonio. Is that right?
no, it's Louisville City FC. 3
Oh,
wins and 2 draws. Louisville City FC.
okay.
And then you got the Charleston Battery coming in number 2. Yeah, they're 2 wins, 2 losses on the year. 2 wins, 2 losses. So that's kind of strange for a 2-loss team to be number 2 in the power rankings.
Oh, trust me.
Monterey Bay, yeah. Monterey Bay is number 3. San Antonio drops to 4, and Loudoun United is number 5. Can you guess where our FC Tulsa is after a bye week?
I'm gonna say maybe 6,
Now you gotta keep going a little lower.
7.
Number 9. We are
Oh,
number 9. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm totally fine with that. That's we're up the table a little bit. We're people starting to recognize us, but I just feel like if we get too much recognition, we seem to go on a bad string of games. So let's keep it right there. Perfectly fine, number 9, as long as we keep winning. Yeah, I'm all right with that. You all right with it?
to be honest, I don't want to be recognized. I want us to be
Yeah.
the underdog, the team that nobody expects, and then we're right there in third or fourth, hopefully third, preferably third, and then everybody just puts shade on the first and second team standing, and just keep us as that team that's just an underdog, and then we'll surprise everybody. I'll take that instead of the
Yeah.
shine.
Can you guess who is last?
Is it Miami?
No, they have jumped several teams. So yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna say it ain't Miami, then it. Ah, God, who would it be? I don't know. You got me stumped.
Hartford Athletic.
Wow.
Yeah, how the mighty have fallen in Hartford. So they are four games played for Hartford, no wins, no draws, 4 losses. So while we were talking a little bit, we was talking a little bit earlier. I was having a little camera problems, mic problems, but I was talking about Hartford. I was like, man, I hope they keep losing because I'd really like to see us FC Tulsa go after maybe a Michi Nagalina. Bring him in. Could you imagine him being on that right side, putting Khalil Medkar on that left side with Taylor up the middle? Ooh, that would be a nice little attacking front.
Here soon we're going to be talking about a new player. I'm excited to see, but and that would be a good addition. But I think we're going to be getting some more firepower here shortly, and we'll talk about it here.
Oh yeah, we got a little taste, little treat last week.
Oh
So,
yeah.
but
Well, do you want to talk about the Open Cup any?
yes, we have to talk about the U.S. Open Cup. So we had an Open Cup game. We had an Open Cup red card. So Boubacar Diallo had a red card. We took on Ford Madison up in Madison, and lo and behold, what happened, Mario? What happened?
Goals.
We
Goals.
got some goals, baby. We got 3 of them. I think we had 4. That was a tight offsides if I ever saw one.
I was going to say that we should have. I actually told people already that we won 4-1. I'm not sure about you, but I keep saying we won 4-1 and not even a competition on that. I don't know how you can see that as an offside. I don't know about you, but
Well, so what I saw from that game is we returned more to that counterattacking. And I've been giving shouts out to Coach Luke Spencer all season long about his adapting gameplay. There's a couple games we've had more possession, a couple games we've, went more tactically defensively. This game, he adjusted tactics and we went on the counterattack. And I'm sorry, but that pullback pass to Owen Dam was a thing of beauty when Owen scored his very first professional goal. Khalil's goal was a great pass by Lukic that just dissected the defense, and then Taylor got his penalty. We had 3 shots on goal, all 3 of them went in the back of the net.
all 4 of them. But yes, we'll go ahead and say 3.
Right. So You know, can't ask for anything more. You know, Madison dominated the possession, 57 to 43%. Fouls were right down the middle of 17. Each team had 3 yellow cards. We had a red card, a Bubakar. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what Diallo was thinking. You know, he had already picked up a yellow, committed another foul, and went down and he said something to him. He said something. I don't know if he was telling him to get up, taunting him or whatever, but it immediately made the other Madison player mad. He went and shoved Bubakar and brought the attention to the referee. So
Yeah, he was a little rattled, I think, in the second half. I mean, and I I don't know what he was thinking of myself either, but I think he was like giving him a little stick too, and
yeah,
I think he wanted to show a little bit of his passion on the field, and it was probably the wrong way to show it.
yeah. But another good start for Brian Dowden in goal.
Yes.
He allowed 1 goal, but he had a comfortable cushion. He had like 6 saves, so I mean, one goal on 7 shots on target. We'll take it. It was a set piece goal. It was one of those goals that just went crazy and went in. Stefan Lukic got his first start as an FC Tulsa player. How did you feel Stefan played?
I think he was playing great. He was finding a couple good passes. I know he tried to do a couple shots himself, but they got blocked unfortunately. But he was in the right place, right time, and I know we're going to talk about the next game too. But I was really, really positively surprised with his play on the field, and when he went back for defense, he was doing really good as well. What you thought about him?
He so he, I said this earlier to another day, but Stefan just seems like he's really good with the ball at his feet. Um, he he's got some good technical ability, and I honestly this was the first time we really got to see him play. He's coming as a reserve a few other games, but he actually got some minutes, and he looked very technically capable. So I was pretty excited by Stefan's play.
No, I was too. His passing is what kind of got me
Yeah.
to look at him because he was getting the players in the right places, right spots, and
hmm
they're amazing
He
for me.
he had that really questionable tackle. Maybe he shouldn't do any tackles. So that was an ugly tackle. That could have went a different direction. So I'm glad it
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, it could have definitely been a red card,
Mm,
but I'm glad they weren't looking at it like that. Thank God for no VAR.
right. But the other thing I want to bring up from that game is there do you start seeing a little midfield combination between Serato and Coley building between those two?
Oh yes, I really like Serrato since he got in. I mean, the passing, not just with Taylor, but the other players as well. But there has been a big link up between both of those guys.
And on defense, we started Pierre and placed to Sissoko. I'm thinking to get some Pierre some minutes out there. Pierre's he's talented in his own rights, but Sissoko, he's been the captain most games. But that that we got Patty Segrist some time out there. He had a preseason injury. He's still building back from, but you know, Lamar Batista and Arthur Rogers as our kind of a back three pairing with Pierre. I'm really liking Batista and Rogers as our back in the back line. Batista's just so long, he
Yeah.
can he just causes havoc on defense, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
What I love about Batista, I love every single time he kind of goes a little bit forward on the midfield line and he
Mhm.
just plays the ball up forward. Nobody expects it. And that's kind
No.
of I hope I'm not giving away FC Tulsa secrets, but I love the way he just kind of goes up and helps out the midfielder if they're kind of stuck in a little bit of island over there on the side, and he just goes and does a 1-2 pass with a teammate or whatnot, and uh, nobody expects him to get the ball that high up there. And the way he runs back and his height and his defensibility is really good. I'm loving the 3-back line and letting Arthur run up a little bit, but um, yeah, it's I. Can you imagine if we had Pierre, Sissoko, and Batista and letting Arthur run up and down the flanks? I think we wouldn't have to worry about a shot on goal ever.
And this was not a pushover team in Ford Madison.
No.
They've only played 2 games this year in League One. They won one and they lost one, but they're not a pushover team. That's a very talented team. Their back line of Tim Mill and Mitchell Osmond, former USL Championship players.
And they got some attackers on their team too. But
Eddie Majoma played for Tampa Bay last year. He was a guy I was interested in signing for us. He's a very talented player. He's a Dallas kid, I believe. John Murphy Jr. is very talented. Devin Boyce is talented. McGoffin up top was looking deadly until he got hurt. Galindris is another guy that's got USL Championship experience. Just they have a lot of talented players, and I'm not even bringing up their most talented player on their team. And he didn't get in the game, sadly, but Laurie Bell. Does that name ring a bell?
It does ring a bell. Yeah, it sounds like a former Loney.
Not
Loney. No, I'm not talking about. You're talking about Laurie Bell, our ex Tulsa Roughnecks player. Yes.
Remember the very first Tulsa Roughnecks squad, Laurie Bell signed with Ford Madison in the offseason. Before the game happened, I was just scrolling through and looking at the roster. I was like, holy cow, that's Laurie Bell. I was like so
a blast from the past. And he's from Milwaukee. So
very exciting thing. Very excited. I love the US Open Cup. Cup sets galore, would you say, in the second round?
Yeah, a little bit of cup sets, and then the battle that I think everybody and their mother has been waiting for. But which one do you want to tackle?
Well, let's just go with the first cup set. The Columbus Crew 2 beating Lexington SC 3-0. All right. I thought Lexington was overrated coming into the season. I really did. I didn't have that high. I thought they threw a bunch of money at some players and stuff, but I just saw so much roster turmoil. Like they signed so many players. They kind of had a Chelsea state of mind. They signed a bunch of people, and they've got like six or seven guys out on loan right now. Kudos to being able to sign a huge lineup. But
can I say something real quick on that part?
Yeah,
doesn't it remind you of a team last year? You were just talking about them earlier, that picked up a bunch of great forwards, and some of their players went to the team, and they're having the same issues.
I think you're talking about Hartford there, aren't you, buddy?
Yes, I am. And it just, I feel bad for a couple of the players. One of them, both of them used to play for FC Tulsa. One just left us recently, but it's just, I actually, because of that Chelsea mentality, I was thinking, Lexington is a team to watch out for. They're going to be playing in the West, the most East-West team. And I was expecting them to do a lot more than what they did this year.
You being a Chelsea fan, that Todd Bowley Chelsea mentality, it didn't work the first season, did it?
No, it did not. Not that well.
So, but it's working this year pretty well for Chelsea. So, I mean, it's like that. We're going to take a bunch of darts and throw it at the dartboard and see what sticks. That's what they're doing. So,
yeah.
But you brought up another team that we were talking about, Hartford. Cup set. There's another cup set. Portland Hearts of Pine defeat Hartford Athletic 4-2 penalty kicks.
Yeah.
Big. Is that an upset for you? Is that a Northeastern?
That is
rivalry brewing.
It's brewing, and I'm excited to see the next round. But yeah, we were watching it at the bar for the watch party for FC Tulsa, and we were kind of switching back and forth. But yeah, that was a pretty good matchup. I was expecting Hartford to kind of man up and show why they're in the USL Championship, but they didn't. They disappointed me.
Yeah. Let's say cup set number 3, Tacoma Defiance, MLS Next Pro defeating Spokane Velocity 2-1.
Is that really?
Yeah, I mean, when you got Colin Fernandez on your team, yeah, that's an upset.
Yeah, that is true.
Shout out to Colin.
Yeah.
Cup set number 4, I would say, and it's not really a cup set, but it was a very interesting game. But Des Moines Menace lose to Union Omaha 2-1. And no knock on Union Omaha. I like Union Omaha. It was not a cup set, but the AARP crowd's favorite team just lost. So both teams got red cards in that game too. So
Was it Sasha Klesson on the bench and he
yeah,
got a red card?
on the bench. Yeah, on the bench. Yeah. So yeah, hit the showers early. He had to get to that Golden Corral buffet. Gotta get there. Cup set number 5, and I think the last cup set, but the Burrito Boys beating everybody's sleeper sensation Monterey Bay 2-1. El Farolito.
What's in that burrito, man? That's what I need to know.
I think we need to make a trip out to California to go to the burrito shop and see what's going on.
Yeah.
But besides FC Tulsa game, the other big U.S. Open Cup game that I want to talk about is the Battle of Tennessee. The Nougat Derby, as I like to call it.
I was actually going to say, are you talking about the Nougat Derby right there, sir?
The Nougat Derby. Chattanooga Red Wolves get a plant their flag in Finley Stadium as they defeat Chattanooga FC 5-4 in penalty kicks.
Dude, could we count that 1.5 because they got planted the first time?
Yeah.
I got a little quick bone and some news. I know I'm gonna get some some stick for this, but my new League One team is now Chattanooga Red Wolves. I know a lot of people look at them bad. I know the ownership and the USL kind of screwed a little bit. There's two sides of the story, and if you want to listen to the Chattanooga podcast for the CFC one, I think it's 119 podcast. I'm wrong on that, but they kind of had a little story. They had like a 2-hour podcast about it. Really good podcast. And then also our good friend Kaylor Hodges, he actually got to go to the match and actually watch it live. And he also made a podcast video on YouTube. Please do me a favor, check it out. It's on the USL show. But I'm a little bit upset because it's one-sided story. Kaylor kind of put a little bit of light on with Chattanooga and their fans and all the sick that they've been getting and being referred as the bad guys when they're just supporting their team. But for me personally, in any other world, any other place, it's a merit-based system. Why is it okay for Man City to put a team in Manchester or another team in London to put another team in there? It's survival of the fittest. If it wasn't for the Red Wolves, Chattanooga would not be a professional team. If it wasn't for the USL, Chattanooga would not be a pro team. It's cynical, but you can't be so vengeful like this. And for me personally, I just feel like, Chattanooga Red Wolves or East Ridge or whatever you want to call them, they're just surviving. And big props to all their fans that went out there. It was like maybe 1,000 of them, and mostly all academy players. But they got to celebrate an away team. If it would have been done the other way and it would have been at East Ridge and a Chattanooga fan might have planted a flag, it would have been seen as, oh, it's okay. It's them painting East Ridge blue. We, as supporters, we didn't do that at Athletic Stadium. because it's just a match. And even though a lot of us, especially me, have a lot of issues with that, with the team, we were not going to do that. We're a little bit above that. We already had our wins. It's 2-1 now. What do you think about the Chattanooga match?
So, like, my thoughts on the whole CFC Red Wolves rivalry is CFC had a chance to join the USL. They did, but they didn't want to change their. So, USL is a structured league, and they have a set of rules. This is you have to have this. You have to have this. You have to have this. You have to have this to qualify to be in the league. You have to have an owner with such amount of money because they wanted to be a Division II league. I think at that time, when Chattanooga FC was thinking about joining the USL, USL was still a Division III league, and they wanted that. They wanted to bump up to Division II, get that recognition, and the ownership group and everything wasn't structured where they would qualify for that. You,
And
you
fair
can't
point,
have
real quick on that. It's
yeah,
fair. In 2017, there was a lot
yeah,
of turnover with the USL. I know there was
right,
a couple teams that folded. I know we still had a bunch of MLS2 teams, and um,
right.
it kind of seemed like the USL wasn't on the best footing.
Well, and the USL was trying to get the Division II status, and that's not the USL's rules. That's USF's rules. That you have to have these certain qualifiers on your teams to be able to get that. And yeah, we're talking USL League One for Chattanooga. Well, Chattanooga FC was going to be in the championship. They didn't want to adjust their ownership group or this or that or whatever it was. And so the USL they were looking for independent teams in non-MLS markets. Chattanooga was one of them. They got an ownership group. Yeah, the guy comes from Utah. They got him in. They put a team in. I almost feel like Chattanooga FC had their chance. And if we could get rid of, territory rights, if they wanted to come back in again, because I honestly think the USL is going to force USSF to rewrite the book with the pro rail and this and that. I would take them back. You know, who wouldn't want to have a Nuga Derby every year? You know, and what if it meant, oh, they play each other, and it could be for one of them to go to Division One or relegation, or I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah,
You know, everything I've heard that there's a lot of bad feelings on the blue side of this, and they won't even think about joining the USL, and that's on them. I mean,
but you got to look at it. They, for the longest time, were the biggest Don Garber haters. Like, because
mhm.
Don Garber made a statement, who's going to watch a match at Chattanooga or
On a
something?
terrible field, yeah,
And guess what? They're playing now in the MLS next. I mean,
yes,
I if they can stomach that one, I think they can stomach USL. I just, I would love for them to go League Two and let them work their way up. And yes, I know it's probably why do they need to go to League Two? Well, Little Rock's League Two. They're a pretty good team. There's a bunch of good teams that are in League Two. I think we should start working the merit-based system, um, and then if they make it up, make them put them in League One or Championship or whatever way they can win it to get there. I personally think the merit-based system is way better than just placing a team here and there, but
well,
to each their own.
that's coming in 2028, so
And
we'll see.
real quick on the territory rights, I want that to be disbanded. I I think USL would do so much would gain so much revenue if they got rid of territory rights. Yes, I know that means that local teams, there can be multiple teams in one city, but in the end of the day, if you can get fans in your stadium, you can meet the criteria and you can keep winning, you deserve to be there. It doesn't matter how much money you put on there or what territory rights you can get. I would love to see a team in each city, but only way we can find that out is by merit for me.
Well, that might be coming. It's in the works. 2028 is what we're thinking. Well, so the U.S. Open has been getting a little bit more better media coverage this year. I will say this: the way that we had to try to find U.S. Open Cup games last year was you basically had to find a link on Twitter, and it was like a hidden link to take you to YouTube. And this year, it's been a lot better. Being able to
You
find
forgot
games.
you gotta hold the antenna ears to the left and
Yeah.
to the right.
So I mean, a lot better. And then the production show for the draw for the third round, I thought was very good. Even though it seemed like most everything was already predetermined, like 80% of this stuff was predetermined. But the third round draw was pretty cool. I watched it. Some interesting games for the third round. You want to talk about third round cup
Oh,
matches?
oh yeah, go ahead.
How about number one versus number two in the USL Championship East? So let me backtrack. So the winners from USL or from the Open Cup second round move on, and the 16 teams from the USL Championship that were not previously in the cup enter the third round. The MLS teams enter the fourth round. So that's kind of how the Open Cup progresses. But number one versus number two in the USL Championship East face off against each other. Louisville versus Loudoun United. Excited for that game?
I am. I am. Now I just want to see what kind of team Louisville puts out there because that could be for me really beneficial. I hope they put their first team starters on there, but I have a feeling they're going to be putting their B team. Louisville is what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited about that. But there's another match that kind of makes me. I'm really, and I'm not talking about FC Tulsa. But
How,
another match
about
I
that?
kind of want to see.
How about that battle in North Carolina as Charlotte Independence take on North Carolina FC?
That's going
Interested
to
in
be a
that
good
game?
match. It's a League One from a couple years ago matchup, but
Yep. Yeah,
that's
actually, that's a League One 2022 championship final rematch, I believe.
yeah,
How about a battle of the Northeast as the League One Portland Hearts of Pine take on Rhode Island FC?
that's going to be a good matchup. Now,
That's gonna be
can
a
I
good
tell
one.
you my top two favorite matchups of Tuesday?
Yeah, go ahead.
My two, and this isn't in any order, but it kind of is. Um, San Antonio versus Union Omaha, two powerhouse teams, and I think this is going to be like the match of the week for the Open Cup. To be honest, my second
That'll
one,
be a good one.
yeah, my second one, Charleston Battery versus South Georgia Tormenta. I think that's going to be a good matchup.
I think Charleston's going to walk away with that one. I like Charleston in that game. I like 4 goals.
Who's going to score them? Jennings.
Uh, MD Myers is going to have a couple. I'm going to say Arturo Rodriguez is going to have one, and maybe Aaron Malloy is going to have one. Maybe a
Okay.
PK or something like that. Yeah. Nothing for
I-
Cal. I don't know if Cal's going to play it. I just don't know if he will play it.
Okay.
But there's a good California battle. AV Alta is going to take on Orange County.
That's going to be a
That's
good
going to be
matchup.
good. Let's see a Florida battle. FC Naples, a League One team taking on Tampa Bay Rowdies.
I've been pretty good
Um,
lately.
yes, they're one of the top teams in USL League One. So very good game. The Burrito Boys, the winners of $50,000 for being the farthest progressing amateur squad, take on Sacramento Republic. You got your money on the Burrito Boys?
I, unfortunately I can't. I think this is the fairy tale ending right now. So I, to be honest, think it's going to be Sacramento.
And how about this rivalry battle between New Mexico United and El Paso Locomotive?
Uh, I don't know. I know El Paso is starting to pull in points lately, but
Mhm.
I think New Mexico is going to win that one.
And then, as we want to talk about it here in a little bit, FC Tulsa take on Phoenix Rising.
It's not the same Phoenix Rising that we played at first.
Nope,
And,
it is not.
it,
Now, I
they,
want to say one thing
yeah,
about Phoenix Rising. Their head coach, Paul Ka, however you say his name, that's
yeah,
a scary coach. Did you watch? You watched that game Sunday on
yeah.
CBS? He's a scary coach. He's scary.
Man, any man that can wear that suit in Phoenix Heat
Yes.
or San Antonio Heat, yeah,
Yep.
you don't want to mess with him.
No, no, you do not want to mess with him. But what do you if you had to choose one cup set in round 3, who are you choosing? Because I got
Um,
my choice, and I haven't mentioned this game yet, but I'm, I got my choice.
to be honest, I'm looking at it right now as we're speaking. But if I had to do a cup set, I would love to see one Knoxville beat Colorado Springs, beat the defending USL champions. But that I think that might be mine. How about you?
Well, you stole mine, but so I will say Westchester over Detroit City.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be
Uh,
something.
yeah.
They're six in their league with three
Mhm.
with one win, one draw, and one loss. But that would be a big upset.
Yeah. So, and that's all the U.S. Open Cup talk I got. You want to move on to something a little different?
Yeah, but you kind of jumped over one of the biggest news of last week for the USL third division. Now it's going to be on what was it, Paramount Golazo, or
Hmm.
what's the for the third round? It's no longer going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, it's Paramount, I believe. Paramount Plus.
Yeah, that it's going to be all on Paramount. So I'm really glad for that. I know a lot of people are been griping and saying we should just watch it for free on YouTube, and I personally like it. I have it myself, so really can't complain that much. But that would be hopefully more on air shows. Being on regular CBS would be perfect and ideal, but I know it's baby steps, and we got to work to that.
Yes. Yep. All right. So moving on to something a little off our beat, but we're going to talk a little League One action, League One drama. My team, Texoma, not looking too good. Not looking too good.
I was gonna ask you how
Owen
you feel about them, but
0-3, -7 goal differential. I see instances of really good soccer, really good football. Then I see a lot of bad football right now. So maybe they'll get it together. Yeah, I like their back line. I don't really like their goalkeeping situation right now. I think they should be trying to maybe give someone else a chance in goal. Um, yeah, they got a lot of work to do down there in Sherman, Texas.
I think it's the first year hump. Um, we saw that with multiple teams in League One, especially also Championship. If you give us some time, I think they will acclimate. Probably, hopefully, in the ending of the season, and then next year, be prepared. They'll be a team to watch out for. My team, like I told you earlier, Chattanooga Red Wolves, they got 3 draws, but after seeing them play against Chattanooga Football Club, I think that's be a team to watch out for once they start rolling.
Well, good League One talk. Look at us diving into that League One drama. League One,
Next week we're gonna be doing Super League.
Super League, baby. Yeah. Well, so let's talk. Let's just go ahead and transition to FC Tulsa. What we're all wanting to talk about. A couple of signings. We've had a couple signings last week. John Berner got signed to, I believe, a 25-day contract. Johan Pinaronda's got an injury. Michael Creek's got an injury. So basically, we had Brian Dowd as our goalkeeping. I did see something interesting at the last home game. That ORU goalkeeper that was in goal for Tulsa Athletic was on the sideline, warming up with Brian, and it was interesting to see. I was happy to see it. I thought he played outstanding against us in the Open Cup match, so that was kind of cool. Really like. I like that. I like. We saw some talent, and maybe we're going to give him a look. Maybe give him an academy contract so he can keep his college, being able to still play in college. Because he does play at ORU. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
How do
super
you
exciting.
feel?
I like it. I mean, hopefully this is something that was going to keep coming on in the works, not just with goalkeepers but players, with the connection between Tulsa Athletic and FC Tulsa. Trickling down and hopefully down parachute payments and stuff like that. But it's really exciting. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see him play or practice, but he was really good against us. And he, to be honest, saved Tulsa Athletics from getting beat by more.
Yeah. Another signing was a new assistant coach, Andrew Christensen. Has been named assistant coach. He is from Sydney, Australia. A lot of Australia connections happening lately. I don't know if that's got a little to do with our GM, but yeah, that seems how we're going to be going down that road. So I'm okay with it. Seems to be a lot of good talent that comes from Australia. He played, or he let's see. Most recently, he was the assistant coach for the Western Sydney Wanderers, and before that was with the Central Coast Mariners in the Australian A League. Yeah, good that we're building our coaching ranks. Let's see. Next bit of news was did you know that last week was the first week we did not have a player on the USL Team of the Week?
Yeah, it kind of hurts when you don't play.
Right. Maybe we should. They should just give us a spot, anyways. But week 3, Arthur Rogers was named to the Team of the Week on the bench. In week 4, Arthur Rogers again named to the USL Team of the Week, and Luke Spencer was named Coach of the Week for the USL Championship. So, Congratulations for that. Other news was we signed a new forward. His name is Al Hassan Toure. He is a Ghanaian. Last played in Australia. Another Australian. Last played in France. I believe League 2 in France. Before that, he played in Australia.
Yep.
So good to have another attacking forward in. Excited to see him. Did you see any of his highlights?
I did. I'm really excited about his ball control. He was slicing up defenders, and the man knows how to score goals too. So in the box, he's dangerous. So
I was a little worried about goal scoring ability for Al Hassan. I'm excited to see him, but he's trying to bring up his stats real quick. So he's played about 100 games in his professional career, and he's got about 18 goals. So we're looking at a goal every 5-ish games, but I think with his quickness and his capability on the ball, like you said, if you couple that with what we got already, Taylor Calhira and Khalil Medkar and Alex DeLu when he gets healthy, Stefan Lukic, Stefan Stojanovic, I think we're building a slightly underrated attack.
And to be honest, going back from that Open Cup match, these goals that are coming in, they're giving us some experience and a little bit of what I say confidence in the team. And with Al Hassan coming in and us scoring a little bit more, gives them confidence to score goals. And I just think it's just for the positive, and we're going to be benefiting, and me using up my smoke bombs a lot more.
Hey, smoke bombs, smoke bombs. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, so our last game we played, besides the U.S. Open Cup, we played Sacramento Republic,
Yep.
and we achieved something that we have never done before, and that is actually defeating Sacramento Republic. So we
Yeah.
will take that. Our history now is 1 win, 5 draws, 9 losses against Sacramento. Um, and I hate looking at records like that because and I'm not trying to justify means and situations, but when the Crafts took over in 2017, we became a different team. Our win loss records has been a lot better. And let's just face it, when Bob Funk and the Hubbards and whoever else had a stake in the Tulsa Roughnecks, they didn't put the money in. They didn't put it in the coaching staff. They didn't put it in the recruiting staff or budget. They didn't their scouting budget. And there was a couple of dark years, and you remember those dark years.
Oh, I was there. I
Yeah,
was there.
we both were there, and it was some ugly football being played, you know. But ever since the Crafts have come in and they made this Tulsa's professional team, the win loss records I think has been substantially better. So when we say 9 losses, a lot of those losses were prior to the Crafts.
Yep.
But another outstanding performance by FC Tulsa, another clean sheet. This time with Brian Dowden goal. Injury to Johan Penaranda put him in goal. But that's what we knew about Brian Dowd was he's a loanee from the Chicago Fire. He's got talent. He's good in the box. He's tall. He's lanky.
Yep.
And he played a really good game. Taylor Calhira got his first USL Championship goal. Arthur
Yep.
Rogers got an assist. Harvey St. Clair had another good game. Lamar Batista had another good game. Sissoko got a ripped jersey.
Yeah.
That's I saw a budding chemistry between El Medcar and Taylor Calhira. Owen Dam looked good again.
Really good.
Yeah. Diallo, I have to bite my tongue with Diallo. Yeah, and I said this to you at the game. I was like, he makes one good play, then he can't put successive good plays together. But when he makes a good play, he makes a good play. So we'll give him that credit. So let's see. Let's look at some stats from that game. We actually held possession of the ball 54%. We had 6 shots on target. How many shots on target did Sacramento Republic have on us?
I'm gonna say maybe 3.
It's a big goose egg. 0. They had 0 shots on target.
That's
They took 14 shots, but none of them were on target. That is a really good stat of a good defense. That to me just is saying that Sacramento was just they were just shooting to shoot. And I saw a lot of comments, heard a lot of stuff. I watched the Sacramento Louisville game, and they were saying that Tulsa is a really hard place to play at. I don't know if that was a dig at our stadium or field, or they realized that we're a good defensive team.
Their supporters group, not supporters group, their podcast kept complaining about how horrible the pitch was. I said, a couple miles away, we got another park you could play in, and you can complain about that one. But yeah, One Oak Baseball Stadium, it's the best that we can do, and you guys beating us there multiple times, 9 times, not just there, but multiple times in different, venues. But if you all can beat us and y'all are better than beat us, it doesn't matter how the park feels, how it is. It matters who wins and who loses. And guess what? You lost, and we won.
And I will say this about the One Oak Field staff. the pitch has been. This is the best pitch has looked in a long time. Yeah, where the sod is, it's not solid green, but the seams have been really good. The turf has not been ripped up. Yeah, in the how many home games we had now? 3.
Yep, 3.
Have you seen them have to repair a patch of sod yet?
Not
No,
yet. Not yet.
not yet. So they can't complain about that. The seam work has been done really well. So I don't want to hear it. It's you came in, you lost, you didn't get a shot on goal.
Yeah.
Talk to me if they would have had 9 shots on goal and they want to complain and say they controlled the game and they dominated the game. Yeah, you could say that. You had 0 shots on goal. You had just as many big chances as we did. We had more possession. Yeah, it's I don't see it, fellas. You didn't dominate us. We outplayed you. We won. Taylor Calhera had a great goal, and we'll move on from there. So we won. We'll see you again in Sacramento, and we're going to bring it to you there. So what I want to talk to you about FC Tulsa wise before we talk a little bit about Oakland Roots and the game coming up this Saturday at One Oak Field is you're not going to be able to come to One Oak and put goals up on us. We're going to play you a tough defensive game. And everybody said after the Madison game, Tulsa found a little bit of scoring attack. That's awesome. I like the fact that we're playing some defense. It's not going to be an easy experience at One Oak Field. You come in, you better get ready to play a hard fought game because we're going to bring it to you there.
Sounds like something I told you before the season started.
No, you told me that we're going to be a dynamic offensive team. That's what you told me.
Baby steps, sir. Baby steps.
Baby steps. Yeah. So.
Hey, we're winning. Right. We're scoring goals, right?
We're scoring goals. We're winning. But we do have a game this Saturday night, 7 p.m., One Oak Field. It is free T-shirt night. So first out, some fans get a free T-shirt. So get out to One Oak Field early, get your T-shirt. We take on the Oakland Roots, and Oakland's been struggling. And I will say this with any struggling team, they're dangerous, especially in the USL Championship. They have talent on this roster. We've seen it. We know it. But we can't get overconfident. Really short history on FC Tulsa versus Oakland Roots. 3 games, we won 2. They've won 1 game. And it's been we won, they won, we won. So it's alternated winners. Let's see. The last game Oakland Roots played, they lost to Rhode Island 3-0. They've lost to San Antonio. They drew with Las Vegas, and they lost to Monterey Bay, and they lost to Orange County. They're still trying to get their footwork or feet wet in the league right now. They got some very, really talented players on their team. Neville Hackshaw is a really good defender. Kai Green, really good defender. Kendall McIntosh in the goal is a good goalkeeper. I don't know if he's a step up from Paul Blanchett, but he is a local Oakland kid, so they went with him. My key is Panos Armanakis. Really good number 10. You got to watch out for him. If we can keep him in check, I think we can pull out this game. How do you feel about Oakland Roots?
Well, they got a couple good players. Another player that I kind of like, Cameron Riley, Wolfgang Prentice. There's some good players in this team, and I'm not trying to be biased, but I kind of am. But I think we got this game. They've been on the bad end, and I'm talking about Oakland, of matches here lately, and I hope we get to take advantage of that and score some goals, some more set piece goals, plus some run off the ball goals as well, but turnover, counterattacks goals. But yeah, Oakland's good, but I don't think they're better than FC Tulsa.
Mm,
Uh-oh.
yeah, I'm watching. I'm actually watching the Oakland Rhode Island game right now, and they had a couple of bad mistakes, goalkeeping wise and defensive wise. They allowed all 3 goals in the first half against Rhode Island. Um, they will keep possession of the ball a little bit, so we got to watch out for that. But I think they took a real big hit right at the beginning of this, before the season started. They lost Johnny Rodriguez. That man was a goal scoring machine for Oakland Roots.
Yeah.
They brought in a man by the name of Peter Wilson. He was to replace him, to replace Johnny. It hasn't happened yet, but I honestly think with guys coming into the USL, either they're going to be really flashy and just knock it out of the park, or it's going to take them a little bit to get their feet set in the league. I think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to take him a little bit to get the feel of the USL Championship game, and he'll start bagging goals. We're going to have to look out for him. He's talented, but like I said, they lost Johnny Rodriguez. They released Dom Dwyer. I know you love Dom Dwyer.
Oh yeah.
They lost a couple other pretty good players right before the season started, but I don't want us to get overconfident against Oakland. I want us to bring that blue collar mentality to the game and dig our heels in, be tough, and show them how Tulsa football is played.
Yep.
So, all right. So we briefly touched on it earlier. We do have another game next week, on Wednesday the 16th, I believe, at 7. Is it 7 or 7:30?
I think it's 7 o'clock. I want to say
At Hurricane Track and Field Stadium. There at the lovely campus of the University of Tulsa, our U.S. Open Cup match. We take on Phoenix Roots or Phoenix Rising. Did I call them Phoenix Roots? I did.
Oh my
Wow.
God! You
Oh
combined both.
no! Oh no! But no, we take on Phoenix Rising. We defeated Phoenix Rising earlier, 1-0 in Phoenix. Like you said earlier, it's a different team. Their mindset. They got that first win on the board.
Yep.
Tough win in San Antonio against the number 1 team in the West. So it's just one of those games where you really can't put stock in that first game of the season.
Yep.
Both teams, injuries happen. People get healthy. They move guys in lineup, new signings. I don't know if Johan's going to be back for that game. Do I think Brian Dow can handle it? Yes. Would I feel a little safer with Johan in goal? Yes. Just because we've got to see Johan for the last half season and a few games, and Johan's just been one of the top tier goalkeepers in the USL Championship. With that being said, I'm afraid we're going to see some rotation for that game. We have to do some rotation with the games this Saturday, and then got a game next Saturday, I believe, too. So, and that game's gonna be on the road.
Yep.
Your expectations for the U.S. Open Cup matchup against Phoenix Rising?
It's going to be a good match. Going to be a little bit. It's going to be a good match at TU. Currently, right now, we got 5 wins, 3 draws between both teams, and 6 losses. I think this match is going to be really good. It's going to be time that we're actually going to have space on the sides. I think it's a little bit wider field, I want to say. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be a little bit different for Phoenix. But like I said earlier, it's going to be a different team. But we're not the same team. Our chemistry is going up from the Ford Madison match. I have a feeling we are going to be a lot more attacking, Yes, Cabral for them has been scoring a lot of goals, and he's been kind of leading the team. Um, but I feel in with our defense, hopefully, all three of our starters will be starting back there. It's going to be a tough match. I
Yep.
personally see a penalty kick shootout between both teams. I hope not, because my heart can't probably take that. But it's going to be a battle, and to be honest, think that's just gonna one team's gonna mess up, and hopefully it's not FC Tulsa, and we can move on to the fourth round.
So what I noticed a lot in that San Antonio matchup, Gerald Margarita stepped
Yeah,
into the starting lineup. He looked dynamic, he looked quick, he looked agile, and he caused a lot of trouble for San Antonio.
yeah,
If we don't key on him, if he plays starts, we're gonna be in trouble. He he was a big difference maker against San Antonio. Um, Phoenix is gonna be a tough team to play.
I think when
Um,
they played against us, didn't they play a 4-5-1?
I don't remember. They had a lot of rotation in this game against San Antonio. I kept on hearing bits and pieces on the broadcast, like the coach was doing some disciplinary stuff where I, I know Pape Marboy was out on a red card suspension. I want to say another player was out on a red card suspension. I think he moved Mohamed Traore to the bench, um, and then he moved Hope Aveyu to the bench, and both those guys started against us. Carl Saint was the other one on a red card suspension, and he started against us. I think they moved Noble Okello to the bench. I think. Um, and I will say this is one thing I really didn't like about that broadcast. They highlighted Harvey Neville so much in that broadcast. That's all I heard about Phoenix, and that was they talked about Harvey Neville the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's Phil Neville's son, Manchester kid. I should be happy, shouldn't I? I mean, but no, I just felt like there's a lot more. Like Remy Cabral looked dangerous. He
yes,
looked very dangerous. Margarita looked dangerous. Darius Johnson when he came in looked dangerous. Um, Emil Cuello looked really good out there, and they just kind of like barely briefly talked about them, and they focused on Harvey Neville. And I seen him give up a lot, like lose a ball a bunch. I was like, why do they keep talking about him? But you know, I digress. They got a lot of good pieces. They had an 18-year-old academy kid playing, starting at center back against San Antonio. So um, we'll see how the rotation pans out, what they do. Gonna be a tough game. Gonna be a fun game. Um, Not gonna be at One Oak Field, everybody. It's gonna be at Hurricane Track and Field Stadium, campus Tulsa, University of Tulsa.
yep.
So, all right. Let's see. Anything else? FC Tulsa.
Not FC Tulsa. I do got a little bit of from the Saturday game against Oakland Roots to talk about, but you got anything else for FC Tulsa?
Nope. Go ahead.
Awesome. And I want to let you know, and everybody else know, 83 United's going to be doing a special tailgate event. That day is actually going to be National Grilled Cheese Day. And I guess the Lunatics are going to be doing, and also 83 United is going to be doing grilled cheeses. I think Carlos is actually going to be bringing out his grill as well and cooking out grilled cheeses. The tailgate's actually going to start at 4:30 over there at the corner of Archer and Elgin. All members of 83 United will be eating free, drinking free. If you haven't been a member and want to be a member and want to be a part of this great organization, do me a favor, come out. And I think it's like I forget the pricing for the membership, but it's really good deal. You get I think $10, and you can eat all year long for free. Go and please sign up. If you love grilled cheeses, then that will be your best day there. But come out and come support, come enjoy. You don't have to worry about us giving you too much alcohol because we're not running it. But um, yeah, that's an inside joke that you need to be at tailgates to find out. But yeah, come out, come support, come enjoy, and come sign up for 83 United. But that's all my FC Tulsa / supporter talk. Do you want to talk about something else?
Yeah, we'll move on to local talk. I guess first thing we should talk about is see if I can pull it up, but Tulsa Athletic released their schedule. Their schedule. Let's see. The first game is going to be May 10th as they take on the OKC 1889 FC. This was in a league for clubs. It'll be at Hicks Field or Athletic Community Field at Hicks Park, 7:30 p.m. May 10th. Then they go to FC Wichita. Looks like most of their games are going to be against OKC 1889, FC Wichita, and Union, Kansas City. So that's, I think they play each team. Let's see, they play each team 4 times. So that's pretty neat. I like it. I like that. You can build some pretty good rivalries that way. Each game is travelable if you're an athletic fan. So good luck to the Tulsa Athletic in their 2025 League for Clubs season. Like I said, kickoff season be May 10th, 7:30 p.m. against Oklahoma City 1889 FC.
Well, can I bring up the next local news?
You sure can.
Awesome. I've been excited and wanting to say this out. Our good friends and Tulsa FC Channel Cats are actually going to be making a WPSL team and the WPSL 2 league. They're actually going to be having open up tryouts on April 14th from 7 to 9 p.m. It's going to be total tryout fees. It's going to be $80. That does not include the $30 league registration. But if you're a female and you want to try out, please do me a favor. Reach out to them via email, Facebook. I think their email address is channelcatsoccer@gmail.com. Instagram is Tulsa FC. Website is channelcatsoccer.com. Check them out. It would be a great time to see. I'm not sure about other people, but I am super excited to see some more Tulsa FC Channel Cats play, and they're going to be playing in the WPSL, like I said. I'm super excited. I think they already have the schedule already. The first game is going to be an away match. It's going to be May 31st against Oklahoma City FC at 4:30 at Mustang High School. The next first home game will be June the 14th at 1 o'clock. So hopefully we have a home game and we play at night. We have chances to go out there at 1 o'clock and watch them play at Union Soccer Club. I'm not sure where this team's from, but yeah, do me a favor, check them out. They got Facebook, Instagram, a great team, great environment, and they're going to be playing at the new, I'm going to be butchering the arenas, Ascension, the old Titan Stadium, Performance Place, and over there by Jinx. So do me a favor, come check them out. It's going to be a great time. I'm excited. How about you, David?
Let me throw this at you. If we could get like a good, well, not say a good thing, we can get a stadium built, a soccer specific stadium. How cool would it be if maybe we had a morning athletic game, afternoon WPSL game, late night FC Tulsa game?
My
Just
God,
a soccer Saturday here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I would be camping out over there, just watching it. And then we have our academy team too. I mean, soccer weekend. I'll just camp out on the weekends over there at Titan or Ascension Field. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm really excited about seeing Tulsa FC Channel Cats play outdoor too. It's not going to be playing indoor, but it's going to be outdoor in the great summer. So that'll be great. And hopefully next week we can actually have co-founder of Tulsa FC Channel Cats, on the podcast, and for him to give us a little bit of um, little info on how he made the team and this coming up season.
Well, that's awesome. Another spicy bit of info is Tulsa Greenwood SC, MLS Next. They have teamed up with the Broken Arrow Soccer Club. They on a strategic partnership to grow soccer in this area. So another reason to get a stadium built. Another reason. City of Tulsa. You got all these great teams here that want to invest, build teams here. Let's get something rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Encian right there. Another Michael Encian connection.
Yeah. We need to get him back on the podcast, I think.
Yep. All right, brother. Well, you know what time it is. If we're
Hot
done with
take
all
time.
this lovely local soccer talk, you ready for some hot takes?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you do the first question.
All right. And this is a hot take. There's been rumors of our our other sister from the other side of the state, naming themselves Oklahoma City United, or if lies are around still more, the Bisons. Uh, what's your top choice for that Oklahoma City team?
The shitbags. Oh wait, no.
And here I thought I was the
that
one making this
that no.
R rating.
So
R rating.
so I know they there was an April Fool's Day little joke going on, but I honestly thought they would be the Lightning. I really did. Thought they'd be OKC Lightning because tied in with the OKC Thunder and piggyback off that success.
Yeah.
I honestly, can I just be 100% honest with you?
Yes.
I don't mind the OKC Energy branding. I thought it was a nice little crest. Good color scheme. I like the color scheme. But I get that they want to start a different history there. They're trying to repair their burnt bridges, and what better way to do that than here's something new. Buy some new merch.
Yeah.
Spend more of your money. No, I like the Lightning. I think they would tie in with the Thunder. I don't like the Oklahoma United thing because there is an Oklahoma United already.
But this would be Oklahoma City United.
And then there's already an Oklahoma United. There's a UPSL team down in Edmond, so
Yeah. But that's all my hot takes.
man, that's all your hot takes. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got tonight.
I've got a spicy one and I got a mild one.
Go for it.
Who would you rather be starting up front? Which of the Stephans would you rather have starting up front Saturday night?
Oh man. How dare you put me on the spot like that? But currently right now, what's up, Josh? How dare you not be on the podcast? Um I like the hot hand right now, and Stefan. Oh man, I would say Luca, our new player, Lukic.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see more of him. He kind of surprised me, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the way he's been playing with the team, I know Stefan scored a goal, but Lukic is right now what we need. We need that glue.
All right. Yeah.
How about you?
I think Lukic will be better against Oakland. I think both of them have their positives. But I'm watching this Oakland Rhode Island game, and the way Rhode Island put 3 goals up on Oakland is they pressured them. There
Yeah.
was a lot of heavy pressure on them, caused their back line to make a mistake, caused their goalkeeper to make mistakes. I think Lukic puts a little bit more pressure defensively up front. So I think Lukic would be a better start. But, different team, I might say Stojanovic. Yeah. All right. So my next one is a little spicy too.
Okay.
Serato or Lazo.
Oh man, how dare you? That is spicy. That's sacrilegious. No, oh man, that is one's defensive and one's offense. And right now, the way our defense is playing, we need the more offense. I love Lazo. He brings the intensity, and he's going through him is like going through another brick wall, man. And it depends how the game's going, to be honest. If we're playing more defense, I'd rather have Lasso. But if we're having chances to score, I'd have the other guy. God, I hate to fence ride this one, but I got to play that card.
I'm still wondering if Lazo's still got an injury he's dealing with. That's just my wonder. All right, so last hot take question.
Go ahead.
And this is going to be a Premier League question.
Oh, God.
Yeah, God, there's a Premier League. Will Man City, this is for you, Josh, too, sneak into the top 4?
No.
They have to get above you.
No.
They have to get above Chelsea.
No. Yeah, I'll give you that answer now. No. But
all right, that's my questions for the night.
All right. Been a late one. I know we started a little bit late today at 8:30. I know we always do at 8 o'clock on Thursdays, but we're gonna try to switch it up a little bit. Both me and David, we're dads, and we got kids that play soccer, and unfortunately they play on Thursdays. But that's our excuse for this week, and hopefully next week will be probably the same thing. So we'll probably do it at 8, hopefully at 8, but it might be 8:30.
We got 3 games next week. 3 games.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Good luck on that one.
Yeah, buddy.
But I appreciate everybody viewing our podcast episode tonight. Really appreciate it. Do me a favor, if you like this, share it, like it, subscribe on the YouTube channel, share it on your social medias, put a word out there for your friends to come pay attention to this podcast. What we do this is for supporters, by supporters. Me and David's been following this team for a long, good time, and we love it when we do this for free. And so, yeah, we are crazy. Josh will come in and out of this, but we'll see. But do me a favor, folks. Comment on this. Next week, we're going to have a special guest with us. If you want to see anybody else on here, please let us know. We're going to try to work on it. Hopefully we get some players on. I know this week's been kind of their week to kind of relax and get ready for Saturday's match, so we didn't want to bother any player. But I really appreciate y'all paying attention and being on. And like I said, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us. Follow 83 United. We'll be there supporting. Please come out Saturday and also on Wednesday. We're going to need you guys. The players love hearing our voices. I love hearing their fans, and it gives them motivation. But really appreciate everything. And my favorite part of the episode, Vamos Tulsa.
Vamos Tulsa.
I got the Glock, mama oldest acting like he grown. Now peep the logic. got a heap of problems. A mathematician, you see, I gotta keep it honest. I'm past offensive. From my childhood, I force you to forfeit. Turn snitch or crossover, source work for corporate. The hardship is not marked for fake artists barking. The artsy astrologist, a start to your rocket ship. Soon as I change styles, the moment that y'all pocket it. And prophets' eyes, prophesize giant size dollar clips for blessings. There ain't no way to test it for us outsiders charging 20 G's a session.
Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through, put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view. Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through, put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view.